This is the hardest day of my career. We've done the whole day. Beautiful shots. Full sun. This is called IMAX blue sky. I learned a lot about IMAX film and stuff. We had an incredible day. Absolutely just mind-blowing shots. And the very last shot of the day, we had a train coming in and a train leaving, and they asked me to try and get a shot of the train that was leaving. So we hopped off the train. We got a shot of it leaving, and they're like, oh, if the other train comes in, then you should get a shot of that too. So like, okay. I go out, I do a safety check, looking for power lines. I'm looking everywhere. I start doing a flight right over the top, right? So it's coming right towards me. I'm going right over the top, and we like pass the train. The shot's done, but I'm just gonna hold it just for giving the editor a little bit of time in case they want to hold it. I'm just cruising. All of a sudden, the drone just flips sideways, starts swinging, a spark arcs, and then as it's falling, I try throttling, nothing happened. It just crashes.
No way.
And so what happened was there was a power line that was like thin, super small.
Yes.
It was stretched across. I totally hit it. It was just a rubble, 80,000 or so.
Dude, the pressure you must feel.
I was just like, oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah.
like what am I gonna, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
How did I just do this?
Welcome to A Filmmaker's Journey, everybody. This is a really fun episode. We're talking to the OG of drones, cinematic drones, Chris Newman, aka
Happy to be here.
Chopper.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you. It's good to be here.
Thanks for showing up. I know you don't even live here anymore,
No.
but like it happened to work out. That sounds like you were doing a shoot in Moab.
Yep, I was doing. I do like group tours. Like I'm like the guided, like the guru.
Yeah.
And people pay to come with me to different countries and
No way.
all around the world.
So this isn't a drone thing.
It is a drone thing.
Okay.
We're out. They
So
bring their drones, and I'm teaching them, and I take them all the best spots. It's all inclusive, all the good food, everything.
That's so cool. So you were down in Moab and you're just shooting, teaching people.
Hanksville, Moab, shooting arches and buttes. We rent UTVs and
Where
just all kinds of fun
are
stuff.
you flying or are you mostly teaching? Like, what's that experience?
I'm mostly teaching.
Yeah.
I do fly a little bit, but I'm mostly over their shoulders, giving them tips and tricks and helping.
What are they all using these days?
All DJIs for the most part.
Yeah.
We had about 8 people come down. Half of them had Avadas as well. It's the FPV. It's the DJI.
Which you've been super into, right?
Yeah, I love the FPV.
That's cool.
That's my jam right now.
Nice.
And then they just bring the regular cinematic drones, Mavics and stuff like that. And so it's just like a group of like-minded people going out, chasing the light, just like a bunch of filmmakers and
So fun.
all around the entire world.
And this is part of your community that
Yep.
you've built through, and it's called
Drone Pro Academy.
Academy. Cool.
Yep.
What do you ever deal with, like Inspires or the big drones like you used to?
No,
Really? Just phased out.
I have them. I have the Inspire still,
But
but
like trophies on your mantle. That's cool.
yep, pretty much.
So you're just teaching people how to do drone stuff right now, which actually leads us into like, where's Chris Newman at these days? Obviously, I know where you've been. We've crossed paths in your career, and you have so much even before that, before I knew you. But right now, tell me just a little bit about what you're doing, even besides the Moab trip that you go.
Yeah, so Utah, I'm from Utah originally. We moved to Kansas City about 3 years ago just to live the homestead life. We bought a bunch of acres out there, got all the animals, the solar panels, off-grid, all that kind of just fun stuff. I absolutely love it. And since we moved out there, I lost a lot of my like drone clients that were here Utah-based. So I've kind of picked up more on my drone school, which is Drone Pro Academy. So I run a lot of ads on there for my online school for like your Part 107, how to fly cinematically, drone photography, and then I started these drone trips. I call them the Drone Pro Expeditions, and we go to Scotland, Faroe Islands, Norway, Iceland, South Africa to fly over the animals. I just got back a couple weeks ago on the inaugural one, and it was mind-blowing, like flying over giraffes and cheetahs and elephants and rhinos and everything.
That's just amazing.
Just insane. And then Utah as well. So
And how do you actually like plan out these trips? Is this a thing that's recurring every year and you've got like your dates set and people can just come if they want? And then are they paying to come, or like how are you affording that? Like, I'm curious.
Yep. So they're paying to like come out.
Nice.
It's all inclusive. You just need to pay for your flight to get there. and to get yourself back once you land, everything is totally covered. And yeah, so it costs money, but it's an incredible experience. I mean, this is from our Scotland trip here.
Dude, I have those.
You have the same shots, yeah.
Those are so cool. That's amazing. And then those are the sisters or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, I was like, oh, wait a second, that's my shot.
yeah. You stole it.
No, that was so. Dude, this is beautiful.
So Scotland was the first one that I did about 3 years ago during COVID. I was just sitting around like, man, I want to go back to Scotland because I went there about 7 years ago. And I was like, man, what if I could figure out trips where I could take people out and experience the majesty of Scotland? You've been there, you know what it's like. It's unbelievable. It's insane. And so,
You got way good weather.
oh yeah,
Like it was just blooming when I was.
well, you guys went in the wintertime. I remember when you planned that trip, I was giving you guys tips and stuff, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
and that might be a little bit rough.
that's way better.
Yeah, so this is my third year going to Scotland. I'm heading out in 2 weeks for back-to-back trips there with a couple groups.
Cool. Oh, back castle too.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
incredible. So, man, I've got repeat customers.
That's so cool. So these are like older folks too.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you'll get a younger one. Most of them are between 40 and 60 to 70.
Really? Or do you see people coming as like wanting to be cinematic drone pilots, or are they like wanting to just fly? Because like my wife's grandpa just loves to fly like model airplanes, and when he first saw the drones, he was like, "This is so fun." So do you get like people that just want to fly?
It's a good variety. Yeah, I had
Cool.
one guy that had never really flown this last week.
Yeah.
So he came out with a couple little drones in a Nevada and stuff, and I was literally teaching him to fly for like the first time. You've got some guys who have a business, and they want to like increase their demo reel, like make it really good. And so to have all these different locations,
Nice.
they can help out their business. Some people just like the travel. These are bucket list places as well.
Yeah.
And so they come out, we get incredible shots and make amazing memories.
It's great behind the scenes too. Is this like a video to promote it maybe on your website?
The Scotland promo video.
So cool. So you're interviewing these people, talking about their experiences. Amazing. Yeah, this is cool. It's really cool to see Scotland in the sun. Because I've looked at those same images I've gotten. They're some of my favorite.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job when you guys went there. It's incredible.
It's that stuff. I mean, I got images of it in my office. It's like one of the prettiest places ever, Scotland. So that's very cool that you go back there consistently. And you say you go to Africa and do you go to Iceland? Sounds like.
Oh, Iceland as well.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's another one that sticks in my head with you is like, dude.
You probably saw my face a lot when you were editing that.
Well, not even just that. Yeah, of course. But like unfortunately, that didn't come out sooner because like you were so ahead of the game. Like, no, I remember seeing that video and I was like, where is this place? It was like another planet. No one had shown it off like it is shown now. Everyone's seen it on social media and everyone's shooting music videos there now. But you were like the first to drone that place.
Yeah, so when we were scouting it out, Devin was like, man, I shot a commercial here one time and it was incredible. And I want to get a group together and we're just going to go there and film.
Got it.
And I was like, freak yeah, let's do this. And I was Googling it, Iceland drone and all this stuff. And there was like 2 videos, like from like DJI Phantom 1 maybe. There's out there. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I went out there with flying a red camera.
Yeah.
That was custom built. And like back in the day when you couldn't fly a red camera, like you had to make it yourself.
Yeah.
And I just built it like a week before. And anyway, we can get into that later.
So amazing because I watched that behind the scenes. I think I learned more about you, Devin, and Parker than I had anywhere else because it's just fun. It was so much footage and just seeing you guys on that trip. But that's a whole topic we'll get into. Anything else that you're doing right now besides raising farm animals and things? I got 6 kids.
Way cool. So 16 down to twins that are 5.
You have a 16-year-old dude?
Yeah, he's dating, has a girlfriend. It's freaking wild, man. Just wait.
I know. My oldest is 8, so we're halfway there. But
yeah, time flies. I can't even say it's insane. So yeah, just living on the farm, doing trips, doing the Drone Pro Academy stuff.
And living on the farm was something you've always wanted to do, and so you like once that opportunity came, you took it.
Yeah.
Why did you want to have that kind of a lifestyle?
I've just always wanted to own some land. Yeah, stuff I could do stuff with.
Yeah.
And then, with how everything's going, I just want to have a place where I can rely on like myself. I don't rely on other people. So just having, solar and our own food and our own water supply. So like I bought a dozer and I'm building a pond right now. So we like a 3 acre pond, right? So it's just
And you can just do anything. It's not like an HOA where you have to get permission.
no. Literally, I could build a whole house. All you need is like a septic tank, and I can build a house. There's no safety or anything out there.
I'm
Where I'm at,
so traumatized by HOAs in Utah,
dude. Yeah,
that I'm like, you can do that stuff? Because I actually am. I put a court in my house and I like moved the dirt myself, and the HOA came down on her. I was like,
dude, the HOA.
so I tried to get forgiveness, and I did. It ended up working out. But man, that's cool that you can just do stuff.
Yeah.
We're like way big into motocross.
Yeah,
So
selling your stuff online.
you need to come and build a track on your property.
Dude. Yeah,
Right.
I've got tabletops that my son and I have built.
Oh, for real?
And he sends it with mountain bikes
So fun.
and stuff. We got some electric pit bikes like this group, Miss Gala too. And
Those are so fun.
yeah, my boys send it. They're crazy.
That's cool. They're living the life then.
Yeah.
Like they're growing up right.
It's a good place to be. Yeah, cool.
That's amazing. So I now want to hear where it started for you. So like you're obviously all about drones. That's how I know you. You are the drone guy, right? Did it ever take me to the beginning? Was it a different route that it started at? Like when you were like, I want to be in film, or how did that develop? Do you remember the very first moment in your life that actually became a thing?
Yeah. I think it's similar to your guys' stories from what I've heard, but basically I grew up and my parents had this huge VHS camera.
Yeah.
It was like this big, and I do stop motion with it. Like I would do little Lego movies. You'd like push the button, it'd record for a second, and then it would shut off, and then you'd move it. I did all kinds of Lego stuff like that.
Did you talk to Devin about that? Did you guys connect? That's how he started. It was like Lego movies.
Yeah.
That's so
And it was kind of the same thing. And this growing up, I wasn't the best. I wasn't like the worst student, but I wasn't the best student. Like school wasn't my like forte. But I just knew I loved the visual. I just had a knack for framing things, for just the visual aspect of creating video. Yeah. And I just knew I wanted to do something with video in my life. And so I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. So in the early 2000s, I ended up, I got married, and then I ended up working for a TV show called At Your Leisure. It's a Utah TV show. I do like, I don't know, four-wheeling and all kinds of off-roads, like outdoor stuff in Utah. There are trails. And so I was like out there on snowmobiles with a group, and we'd like do like a leapfrog thing. They'd pass me and I'd film them, and then they'd pass me and I'd film them,
Yeah.
And so I kind of cut my teeth filming for TV production and editing using Avid for a couple of years.
Nice. And that was, you were married at that point.
Yep.
And didn't have you were out of high school. Like, did you like want to do any of this stuff in junior high or high school?
Yeah, so I did it. I was like in the film class in high school.
Nice. So you just knew at a young age, you're like, I want to do something with video. So you just kind of stuck with that.
Yep.
Cool.
And then going into college, I knew I wanted to do something with video as well. And so at the same time, I was going to college at UVSC at the time. It's UVU now. So I was part of their digital media programs. And so yeah, we probably know some of the same professors and stuff. But I was there probably a bit earlier than you.
Because I was there the last year they were UVSC, my first year.
Oh, and that's right when I finished.
No way. So we totally
cross Liz and me and like Harper and
Dennis and Bob.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
And Wiz
was an audio guy to get out of sometimes.
So you were filming for this TV show, and you hadn't obviously touched a drone yet. Were you still just filming handheld stuff with probably a DV tape camera?
What did we shoot on? Yeah, I think it was digital. No, it was tape.
Or it was
digital. I don't know. It was 2003, 2004. Yeah. I don't remember what we're showing exactly. But yeah, so I would just, and it was hard work, but it taught me well. I had some really good mentors to help me edit as well. And I kind of picked it up quickly. And then I ended up, my wife's from California, so we moved to California. I worked for a place called The Drum Channel. And the guy who owns DW Drums, he started that. It was kind of like before its time, an online drum instructional resource. So we had like Neil Peart of Rush come in, Taylor Hawkins, Foo Fighters, Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Peppers. They'd come in, and I'm a drummer too. Oh, so yeah, so that's kind of how I got it. I'm a drummer. I know how everything kind of works with that, and I'm a camera guy too. So I would help shoot the tutorials. I was editing the tutorials. Nice, all that kind of stuff. I did that for a couple of years. Got the rub shoulders with some of those drummers. It was a really amazing experience.
Yeah, especially being a drummer and like seeing some of these idols.
Yeah, I had a bass drum that I bought there, and I had them all sign it. So it had like 50 signatures from like all these different drummers that were coming in. So it was pretty fun.
That's cool.
But and so we ended up moving from there to Texas for this kind of video startup company that was way before its time as well. It was kind of like it was called Video Slam, but basically it's like how do you explain it? You're just making videos for small companies. They can't afford like a big video production kind of thing. And so it was like me and the owner were starting it. And it was rough, right? As startups kind of are.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was super depressed. I kind of grew up with anxiety and depression my entire life. I didn't even really know it. You guys kind of had it.
It was normal.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. It was normal for me. And so I didn't realize I had it till later in life. But this is a moment where I really had to like think about what I wanted to do with my life. And I was actually considering quitting video and just becoming like a hard labor windmill technician.
No way.
Just like, just doing something with my hands that was less stressful for my mind creatively or something. And I was like super, super down.
Yeah.
And
So just because like film was hard, you said that it was like a hard thing starting that.
it was hard, but it was more of just this depression.
Yeah.
This overwhelming anxiety and depression.
And did that come from filming, or was it just an overarching?
It didn't come from filming. I had this cloud my entire life, basically, ever since I could remember.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life, it became like a lot more apparent. And I came across a guy named Devin Graham, Devin Supertramp, and I watched some videos of his. I grew up in Highland here.
Oh yeah.
And so there's these kids going off these jumps into a pond.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that spot. I used to go there when I was a kid, right? And these videos were just insane. Like, just the music and the editing and everything put together. I was just like, wow, this guy's amazing. And so I think there was a couple more videos that he had posted, like this Hawaii video where they're slip sliding down the thing. And then I noticed that he had a blog, and I was reading his blog, just kind of going through it. It was an older post, I think, but I came across a blog post, and it said something like, I've got a lot of friends that want to achieve something or go for their dreams, but they don't take that next step. You know, they're like afraid to take it. And it made me think, what is my next step? What could I be passionate about? And the next day I was just surfing on Vimeo back in the day when Vimeo was kind of the thing. And there's these guys called the Copter Kids. And their work just blew me away. Basically, it was remote control helis. This is before drones existed.
Yeah.
So the big 5-7 foot propeller, decapitate you type helicopters, and they had cameras on the bottom of them. And I'd never seen anything like it, right? It wasn't a heli. It wasn't on the ground, but it was like doing these low to the ground, super cinematic shots.
They just built those.
They built, obviously.
That's amazing.
And I saw that, and something just burned inside of me. And I said, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I said, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so I bought cinechopper.com. As my domain.
You went right into it.
Immediately.
Amazing.
And so I kind of used that as my as kind of a goal, something to work towards.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I have to do this. This is the name. Yeah. Now, how am I going to connect the pieces to make it happen? And so I ended up, his name is Trent Palmer. He's a famous YouTuber now. He flies like an airplane, a Kit Fox airplane around. But he was in charge of Copter Kids. And I stalked him. I found these online forums where he was posting. I figured out what his name was on there. And I was stalking him. I was writing down a parts list of all the different parts because he was asking questions when he was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to approach him or talk to him. I don't know what it was, and so I was making a list of all these parts for this remote control helicopter to fly.
Yeah.
And so about a year later, I started a company called Gorilla Grain. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I haven't.
So Gorilla Grain is like a film emulation that you put over your footage to make it look more filmic. They actually used a film cam to make it. So like 16 millimeters, 5 millimeters, stuff like that. And so there's another competition that was selling it, but it was super expensive. So I created my own version, made it a little bit cheaper. And so with that money, I was able to buy, I was going to buy my first heli. And I was literally getting ready to like sourcing all the products and everything to buy this thing. And right when I did that, I heard about this drone called the Star 8 by a company called Free Fly.
Okay.
And that was the first drone I'd ever seen. and you could attach a camera to it. And it was a weird, 8 motors, and it had a gimbal that had 3 legs on it, and then the DSLR would sit here like a 5D Mark III is what it was built for.
Yeah.
And so you could either pay like 15 grand to have them build it for you and send it to you, or you could pay 10 grand and then you'd build it yourself.
And you were finding all these parts from the Trent guy. And how, how the heck did you the thought of building a drone or buying the right parts is and sourcing everything is insane to me. That you were just nerding out over it.
Yeah. So I was nerding out over the helicopter part.
Okay.
But then once the drone came out, then that kind of was like, wait a second, this might be the better technology.
It was like a helicopter. Did it have
so this was an octocopter.
okay, so it still had the arms.
It had eight arms with the 8 propellers, whereas a regular helicopter has a single.
Yeah.
And the regular helicopters are incredibly difficult to fly.
Yeah.
You go like this, you take your hand off, it'll flip upside down. And they decapitate people. They're not safe.
Yeah.
And they have jello in the footage that's hard to get rid of. Totally. And so there was this new thing that just came out, right? Happened to be the same time that I was getting ready to put money into this thing. And it was pretty intense. It came and it was a kit. I'd never soldered in my entire life. It had a $800 computer chip board with all the chips exposed and everything.
Yeah.
And all these soldering pads I never soldered. And I just remember beads of sweat dripping as I'm okay, this is $800. If I screw this thing, I don't have money. This is it.
And I've soldered before. That is tough work.
Yeah. And so that was the first time I literally ever soldered. Didn't practice or anything, just straight up. So I just soldered all the motor leads onto it, and then had to connect everything and calibrate everything. And it was like a DOS machine, right? You're trying to get in there and program it.
Yeah.
And
there's no tutorials on this. How did you know how to do it?
There was, but it was in German, translated into English. So it was a German company called Microcopter. And so I was just following these instructions, trying to figure it out on my own. I don't think YouTube was a big thing at that time for this type of stuff.
No.
This is back in 2011.
You just ran a website and
yeah, they had a tutorial, and I just following stuff. It wasn't even a video tutorial, just putting stuff. And so it took me a month to build this thing. And I have a video of it. I don't have it here, but my very first flight, I went out and it flew
with no camera. This was just
no camera, just drone. Yeah, it's just flat on the grass, and I'm just kind of
hungry. And the controller, you built that too?
The controller is the same controller as the RC heli.
Got it. You just had to have the transmitter connect. That's cool.
Yep. And so I flew it, and I was wow, this is so much easier than the RC heli, an auto leveled.
Yeah.
I didn't try and flip. And then I built the gimbal that came with it. And this is back before brushless gimbals.
Yeah.
So it was the footage was just
totally
just all jerky. And I had to, basically I would go and film for a day, and then I'd come home and stabilize the entire next day.
Yeah.
That was the workflow, because it wasn't stable at all.
Yeah.
And then, anyway.
Because the first drone I got was a Phantom 2. They didn't have a gimbal on it. It was just attached to the part of it. And it's just, it was the one after that where it actually had, no, it was a camera it's a GoPro you'd put on it, and it was just it moved with the drone. But it was so cool that was an option. And then I think that was the Phantom 1, and then the Phantom 2 came with a gimbal and the camera. It was the first one. And that was smooth. But that was, I think, even after you had done all this, for sure. I would think that came out in 2013.
Yeah, that came out later.
Yeah. So you built this thing. I'm just so curious about you wanting to do film, and then you saw this quote from Devin, and then these guys at what is it called?
Copter Kids.
Yeah. And at that point you're I'm doing drone videography, or were you just fascinated by the drone idea? Or you hey, I'm ahead of the game, I'm gonna be the first? And so you were on to something. Obviously you bought Sunny Chopper as well. Mm-hmm. So you had that foresight of I'm doing this. And
I just said, and it wasn't just this is going to be a big thing. It was more of this will fulfill my passion.
You got excited.
I can be excited. I can be fired up about
this. So you felt obviously you have that depression, and you got into this, and it was that smoked you.
Yeah. And actually that depression lifted.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Flew away with the drone.
It did.
That literally did. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay. So then you started I guess take me from like 2011 to when you had this first drone and what kind of happened after.
Yeah, so I was working for a company here locally in Utah as a part of their video production team, and so I would take the drone with me to Thailand or Korea or wherever we were going to film. They didn't really ask me to bring it. I had it. I bring it, and so I kind of created a demo reel. I started creating kind of like spec pieces of work, just trying to develop something that I could show to people to get hired. So I worked on that for about a year or so. During that time, I did some work for the Good Line, Travis. I don't know if you're familiar with them. You should look up the Good Line. They do amazing work. But
Still a business.
Yep. Cool. He asked me to come up Provo Canyon and to do some ice climbing, and it was for you can pull it up if you want. It's the ice climbing crash one.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, just keep going. I have a question I'm going to bring up in a second. So was this the Bright of All Falls?
Yeah. Cool. Yep. So it was like a January day or something, just like super cold.
Dude, I can't believe you built that thing.
Yes, that is it.
Put this into perspective.
That's it. And like,
you've got a DSLR on there.
There was no GPS on it, all manual flying. And here he's what? Hopefully they can see it.
Oh my gosh, and how sad.
You can see the rock climber. I wish we could hear it. The sound is like the best part, but
oh my gosh. Well, we'll make sure we make a reel of this so that we can hear it. Dude, what happened? So it looks like a propeller fell off.
So it was like, look at that.
And that's not like
here I'm like smiling. I'm like trying to like play it off, but inside here I was
dying.
I was crushed.
Well, because this isn't just crashing a DJI drone that someone else built. You put your heart into this.
This is my family's livelihood.
Yeah.
Right here in my hands, in pieces.
Yeah. And look at all the wires, like so complicated.
See, I'm smiling, but inside I'm just trying to like play it off cool.
Yeah.
Inside I was like, what idiot flies his family's livelihood?
Yeah.
In the air. Like stupid. Look at the lens got destroyed. I still have the same 5D. The screen got cracked a little bit.
Amazing that you got this on film though. Something we actually shoot.
Yeah, we got some BTS on it. Travis has picture. That's who stuff made it. And we got Matt Butler there. He's an awesome director. He was my first camera op.
So how did you like? This was the travel line, or how did you get this gig?
The Good Line.
The Good Line.
This was through that. Gotcha. And so the project that they were doing, and what happened was it was just so cold, the batteries got too cold, and when I was flying, I was getting a warning saying that it was low battery, but it topped off. Yeah. So I come down to land, I check it, it was full. So I go to fly, and I'm like, well, we're here. Maybe it's just a warning or something. And I just flew up, and all of a sudden, just the motor just cut. And so what it turned out happened was there was a low voltage cutoff. So in that software they have programmed, there's this automatic low voltage cutoff. So like, if the voltage goes below this amount, then it will just cut it. And so there was so much voltage sag because of how cold the batteries were that it tear the spell. And so I was because last year I think battery warm, right?
Oh yeah, I remember all the times we put batteries in our armpits and our pants just to like keep that warm.
In Iceland, I put them on the floors of the huts we'd be in because they were heated and stuff. But and so at this point, I took the drone home, and I was just devastated, and I just kind of like looked at the parts, looked at how much it was going to cost to repair everything, and I just kind of had this moment of, you know what, should I quit or should I keep on going? That kind of moment of like, you know what, I was born to do this. I was born to fly cameras in the air. And so I pulled up my pants, my breeches, and just like fixed it and just carried on.
Amazing. And you rebuilt it, you got a new camera, I imagine. Way cool. And then what happened after that? Like, I'm waiting for Devin to come into the picture. But we don't have to jump there if there's not. Okay, part. Okay, cool.
So I don't know how long ago it was after this, but I was sitting there. I get a phone call, and a guy, answers, and he's like, "Hey, is this Chris Newman?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, do you fly? This is before they called them drones. Do you fly remote control helis? Yes. Cool. Well, this is Devin Graham, and I'm just like,
No way, especially because you knew who he was, and he like
he's super inspired me.
Yeah,
And I'm talking to this guy on the phone.
yeah,
Like, he's talking to me about flying drones.
yeah.
It's like a full circle kind of moment, right?
Have you asked him how he heard about you?
I never asked.
And then like, how did he get your phone number?
I have no idea.
That's just cool. We need to find that.
We should look that up.
Put it in the comments because we know you watch these. How did you meet Chris? How did you hear about Chris?
Yeah,
That's super
no,
cool.
no idea. I never asked him. But and he was like, hey, yeah, so we did an arch rope swing video, and it did pretty good. And I'm like, he's like, have you seen it? I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. He's like, we're gonna do another one of those, but it's gonna be even like crazier drop, like a 400-foot drop off a canyon, and I can't get my glide camera to the bottom to film it, so I need an aerial view to see him actually drop. And he's like,
Is that what that angle was?
uh-huh.
Was your drone sitting down in the canyon? So I remember the ones up top, but like, did you actually get into the canyon and get footage of them dropping in?
I did. I think we were pretty much above it for most of it.
Because I guess they had people down on the.
They had people on the ground.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah, let's look at that.
and so he's like, I can't pay you, but it should be good exposure.
Yeah.
You want to do it? I'm like, or sign me up. Like, I knew what this opportunity could be. Right.
Wait.
And so I ended up going to Thailand for my other job. I brought the drone and everything. I literally get back. I drive straight to Moab with my buddy, Matt Butler's my camera operator. We get to here. We hike. You've been here before?
Not to this exact spot.
Okay. So it's
Well, we did the one Moab slip and slide off the cliff. It's a very similar area.
So we had to hike all of our gear down to the base of this cliff, generator, everything. I set the drone up. I take it off, and it just spins around in circles. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
What?
This is my chance.
What's going on? And so I land it, and I do a couple more flights. I'm like, Devin, I don't know what's going on. There's no cell service. Creighton, I'm like, Creighton, can I borrow a phone? Do you have service? He's like, yeah, man. So I grab his phone. I climb up on top of a mountain. I call the manufacturer or the place I got it from. They're like, oh yeah, try doing this thing to reset something. I do it. It bricks the entire drone.
What does that mean? It turned like it breaks it?
I can't use it. I can't do anything.
Oh,
I needed to have a laptop.
yeah.
I didn't have it with me. And so we had to hike all the way back down, grab all of our gear. I'm just very sorry, Devin. Like, I mean, I knew what the opportunity could be like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Devin. Like, my drone isn't working. I got to go home and figure this out.
And he probably didn't. He was like, well, I don't know anyone else, so figure it out.
There was no one else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I bet he was bummed as well. But so I ended up driving back home the 4 hours back.
Really?
Yeah.
This is bad.
So
crazy.
My camera operator's like, yeah, I'm not going to come with you again if you go tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to like that drive down again. I'm like, fair enough. I stayed up all night. Oh, actually, I got home. I told my wife what happened. I started crying. I literally was just like, this is the biggest opportunity it could be. And this is what happened.
Yeah.
And so ended up staying up all night till 5 a.m. with a guy from England who was part of this. It's a group that had these same types of drones. They had the free fly group, and finally figured it out. 5 a.m. I slept for an hour. I woke up. I don't drink caffeine. I drink a Red Bull for breakfast. I know letters down. Like, I drove back down to Moab. Yeah, like super.
And were they shooting? They had shot that day.
Shot the day before. I don't know if it was bad weather or what, but I think it was like a Friday.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. And then the Saturday is like the main shoot day. And so I think I texted Devin or something like, hey, I got it worked. I'm coming down. So I show up. Devin ends up camera operating for me.
No way.
So he had the glasses on and everything. And we shot all the shots. And that first iconic shot of, the arrow.
Yeah, let's go to the main video. And it was very first shot. That shot, I'll never forget it. It was like painted in my head because it was after this video got released is when I ran into Devin. But this video was like, what the freak? That drone shot is unbelievable. Just like rising up. And that's
it's just this shot that, and this is the thing, is that no one's ever heard of a drone before this. Like, people didn't know cameras could fly like that.
Yeah.
And so people saw this, and yeah, here we go.
And that was wrong.
Yep. This is that's Sinistar, right? I mean, 5B. I had to stabilize it, right?
Amazing. Because this is, yes, the parallax.
The roll, like the rotation, the parallax, the reveal of that drop off right there. It's just like you can't get that shot any other way, right? And so that was kind of like the introduction to drones for a lot of people.
It's such an epic shot. And it's fun because I'm getting all these memories of you and I doing the slip and slide together. And I was your camera up and getting, like, just seeing that slot cane and we get that parallax. And we had, like, your shoot on that 100.
Yeah, the high lens, which was so fun. So here we go. And there, yeah, those are cool that you can't get, right? And so this video, ended up going viral, which was amazing, and people had never seen it before. And so, also, Creighton pushed his girlfriend off the cliff in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And my clip was either right before or right after that. And so people were searching for that clip in this long BTS.
Yeah.
And so they would come across me, and he interviews me, and we're talking about the drone and everything. And so I got a ton of exposure, and overnight, all of a sudden, I went from not many gigs to all of a sudden I'm booked up for the next month.
Well, what kind of gigs were hitting you up?
The first big gig I did was filming the Biltmore in North Carolina. It's the oldest house in the U.S. It's the closest thing to a castle we have.
Really?
Absolutely mind blowing. You have to go there.
It's where again?
In North Carolina.
No way.
Asheville, where the flooding was.
North Carolina.
Go check it out.
That's cool.
If you want to look up the Biltmore, maybe look up Cinechopper Biltmore or Drone Pro Academy Biltmore on my YouTube. That's incredible.
So someone just was like, "Hey, we want you to come out and do footage of this." And
yeah, so it was the Biltmore hired. They have like PR companies or advertising companies.
Yeah,
they hired a photographer to come do a shoot, and then they hired me. There we go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
This is the coolest place. You have to go here.
And that you said it's one of the first,
like, the largest house in the U.S. built in 1880s. It's got a bowling alley. It's got an indoor swimming pool.
Dude, I've never heard of this.
You have to go there. We did our East Coast road trip with my whole family. We did everything on the East Coast. My family, this is their favorite spot. All my kids was here.
Wow.
And so this is one of the first jobs I got. I never heard of this place, and it blew me away.
For sure. Especially one of your first Skype gigs, I'm sure the world just opened up to you. Like,
yeah, the possibilities
are insane with the drone.
Yeah, I brought Aaron Sorensen with me. I don't know if you know.
Yeah,
know Aaron.
There he is.
Yeah, so he came with me. He camera hopped on this.
Cool.
And yeah, that was like the moment when I was like, this is my dream.
Yeah.
Like, I have arrived.
How cool.
Like, this is it. Like, here we are. And so, yeah, just all of a sudden, overnight, I started getting busy. My job, though, I was still worried about kind of that transition. Like, can I do this? Can I really hack it? Even though I was like getting booked up, I was like, this is a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And I went to my boss and said, hey, can I like work part-time and like keep my foot in? He's like, nope.
That was what the next question was, did you have a job? And this would become your push into entrepreneurship. So that was a tough decision for you.
Yep. Yeah, it was. And here's the other thing. When I forgot to tell this, but stepping back a little bit.
Yeah.
I just put the order in for this drone kit.
Yeah.
The $10,000. 3 hours later, I get a call from my wife saying the AC guy just came over and said we need a new air conditioner. It's going to cost like $10,000. She was like, I just put the order in. And I was like, should I send it back?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I just went for it.
Yeah. And just went without AC.
You're like, we're gonna ended up being one of those dishonest, AC guys.
Yeah.
Just like wants to sell you a new suit, even though you don't really need it.
Yeah.
So it worked out okay. But at the time, it was just like,
it's
like it was like it was like almost like this force was trying to keep me from doing this.
For sure.
And then all these different experiences I've had of all these things happening, right? And I ended up
pushing the pull. It's like you got all these opportunities happening, but then you got these dilemmas and these hardships.
It's like, am I gonna lay over and just die, or am I gonna like fight for this?
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden I just started working. Of course, Devin became a main client.
Yeah.
I became kind of the drone guy for the YouTube, Utah industry. Scott Wynn, Scott DW, Scott and Brendo. I was his main guy for a few years. So between those two, that was like 40% of my work probably. But I was gone. I was booked out for years, just like all over the world, all over the place, just filming.
So this is the question I had back when you were telling me you were traveling with this drone to all these places. Like, how the heck are you traveling this? Were you breaking it down and building it every time?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is back in the day before like the quick drones. Like it literally, I had to disconnect all the motor leads. There's 3 leads for each motor. There's 8 motors, so 24 leads. I had to use screwdrivers. I'd spend 2 or 3 hours in the hotel room, breaking down, putting it together.
Yeah.
Every single travel shoot. Right.
Yeah.
So I get in the hotel and it's just like carbon fiber tubes, sticking them through the slots all the way around, tightening everything down.
One wrong move and it's gonna crash. That's like,
Yeah. Well, there was like no GPS. I didn't have GPS for a year. I had to be a good pilot. I had to just fly manually, like far away and everything. And the video downlinks weren't the greatest. You get about 1,000 feet, and the gimbals were rickety. And then there was a newer gimbal that came out called the Alex Moss, which was the first brushless system. But I'd spend like 4 days fighting it, and then do the shoot, and then 4 days fighting it, and then like it was just like a constant battle.
dang,
It was a nightmare.
you were fighting for this. Like,
Yeah, and it was like DIY, like the very first brushless gimbals, right? Like cutting edge stuff, but still like a lot of issues with them.
yeah,
And so, yeah, you had to work for it.
that's cool. And then see, obviously Devin, Scott W were main clients. What were some other clients that you were doing work for? That
I started doing, I don't know, all over the place, like stuff for Larry H. Miller Racetrack, and a bunch of stuff up there.
cool.
Different car commercials. Ended up doing pretty much every car manufacturer.
Yeah.
Subaru, Mercedes, Mazda.
You're saving people money and not having to use a helicopter.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So then with this kind of taking off and your career blowing up, how did like it do because it probably all kind of blurs together, I imagine, since you've just been doing that for all these years. Like, are there experiences along the way that we can kind of touch on that stand out to you? So like after this video blows up and then you had this one and
so with this kind of this exposure, I guess I got, people started following me on Instagram and stuff, and I get a message from a guy, and his name's Justin. He's like, "Hey, I'm a director in LA. I have ties in with this IMAX company. They want a drone pilot. I don't like to fly the drones. I like the camera up, and you want to come and be my pilot?" So I'm like, "Wait, freak, yeah, let's make it happen." And so that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And then since then, I've traveled the world working on IMAX films, kind of the films that you'll see in, like the science centers, like the planetariums.
yeah,
They've got like the true IMAX, like the square framed IMAX framing and everything.
yeah.
Here's one of them. This is fun to fast forward a little bit. This is just the intro.
I was like, there's no way you put a drone up in space.
Yeah. The dip goes out. This is one that we filmed in America. It's called Into America's Wild for McGillivray Freeman. That's the IMAX company.
Yeah.
And so I spent a long time just going around with this production company around the world. So stop right here, if you can. I can tell you a story here.
Yeah.
So, we spent the day filming these trains. These are the Durango Silverton trains. You can ride them. You can these like the original steam, like the coal trains and everything. And it's just a beautiful area. So we spent the day filming here, and this is the hardest day of my career.
Really.
We filmed the whole day. Beautiful shots. Full sun. This is called IMAX blue sky, where you got the blue sky. You always film with the sun behind you because they want the flare.
Yeah.
Any white in the sky will blind people. The framing's always the lower third. Well, not even the third. It's like the lower, like the very bottom, because the audience is looking straight here because it's a massive screen, right? So I learned a lot about IMAX films and stuff. But we had an incredible day. Absolutely just mind-blowing shots. And the very last shot of the day, we had a train coming in and a train leaving, and they asked me to try and get a shot of the train that was leaving. So we hopped off the train, We got a shot of it leaving, and they're like, oh, if the other train comes in, then you should get a shot of that too. So like, okay. So I go out, I do a safety check, looking for power lines. I'm looking everywhere, looking at trees, my like usual safety kind of thing. The train decides to leave, so I get a shot. We take off. It starts going off. We kind of get our shot. It's great. All of a sudden I flip around. There's a train coming the other way, and they're going like 5 miles an hour, right? Just coming in for like a stop. So I'm like, oh, sweet. Like double. Like we got 2 different trains. They asked me to get it. I'm going to shoot a train. So this train's coming in, and it was like, imagine like a piece of mountain that they just cut out to put a train in. Yeah. It was just like boom, boom, train, trees on top. Yeah. Super tight. Like wide open on top. So it's like, it's coming in, and it's pretty wide, probably like 50 feet wide. It's plenty wide. So it's coming in. I start doing a flight right over the top, right? So it's coming right towards me. I'm going right over the top, and we like pass the train. The shot's done, but I'm just going to hold it just for giving the editor a little bit of time in case they want to hold it. I'm just cruising. All of a sudden, the drone just flips sideways, starts swinging. A spark arcs, and then as it's falling, I try throttling. Nothing happened. It just crashes. No way. And so what happened was there was a power line that was like thin, super small. Yes. It was stretched across. That
Freaking power lines, man.
I totally hit it, and it was just a rubble, just rubble.
Did it like fall on top of the train?
So
The train gone.
it missed the train, but there was a guy on like a little mini, like 1-person thing. Yeah, that was coming, and it missed them, fortunately, and crashed. But it was a red Monstro. No way. It was Zeiss CP2 or 3 lens. It was my Movi Pro and the Alta 8. And so the Alta,
Very expensive.
so about
Rig.
80,000 or so.
Oh, dude, the pressure you must feel. It's like putting up a $5,000 drone is pressure. That's crazy. And you're not only pressured on what you own, but then you've got the pressure of the director and everyone like, okay, don't mess this up.
And the problem was they weren't there to see it. They had all left on that first train, so they didn't see what happened. And so I walk up to it, and it's just absolutely wrecked. And I was just like beyond myself. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah. Like, what am I going to, like, what is going on? Yeah. How did I just do this? And so, and also it turned out, the company that they sent it to, the lens, the aperture, the electrical shock etched the aperture in reverse on the element of the lens on the inside.
No way.
So it like transferred the metal, like electricity into the glass.
And did you, I imagine, got the footage, or was the footage destroyed?
They could have gotten the footage. I heard they didn't want to pay to have it restored.
Oh, okay.
There was some costs there. I don't think it was too much, I heard, but I think they just looked at what we got, and they're like, whatever, we'll just go with what we have. So we got some incredible shots in that. Yeah, I remember.
Well, it's fun because you were the one that told me about the Harry Potter train in Scotland, and yeah, you got to go get it. And we ended up, me and Carter split up, and we got 2 different locations of it, and it's like, yes, those trains are so fun to hear. There's smoke coming out like that.
Oh yeah,
that's super fun.
And that's actually one of the things that we film on my Scotland trip. Yeah, we actually go there and film the Harry Potter trains.
So sweet, man,
and all that stuff.
So you sounds like you still do work for these guys.
So not
for like years.
I did for like a good chunk of time. Yeah, and I went to Ireland as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you can pull up that one as well. There's a clip from Ireland. Oh, this is narrated by Morgan Freeman. Really cool. This is the Into America as well. The Ireland one is narrated by Liam Neeson.
Oh, no way. That's pretty awesome.
And
so you were like, I mean, you were the first person to drone a lot of these locations, I have to imagine.
Probably.
If there's any kind of Guinness World Record, like who droned the most locations in the world, you'd probably win.
So actually one of those locations, which I kind of think is like the capstone of my career, we had a highlight, is Skellig Michael. Have you heard of it?
I've heard that name. What is that?
It's the Star Wars island in Ireland.
Yes, so that's where I've heard it, because
Devin shot there.
Shot that.
Yeah.
Different story.
I don't know if he's supposed to shoot there, but he shot it.
Yeah. It's fair. There's a lot of places he shouldn't have shot, but we all were there. Ask for forgiveness.
That's right.
So you got a permit, I imagine?
Yeah, so it was like a 6-month process.
Really?
We're working with like 5 different agencies. I'm the only one to ever film there besides Star Wars.
Wow.
I'm the only one to ever drone there with a permit.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so funny. Legally.
legally, I'm not looking at you, Devin. I'm trusting it.
That's so funny.
But I don't know if you can pull up some of those the Ireland shots or not. But
That's amazing.
it was. Let me kind of go into the backstory of this.
Yeah.
So we were there for 5 weeks filming Ireland. It was the funnest shoot I've ever had.
Yeah.
This is mixed in with full size heli. This is a full size heli here for this stuff. But so going into this, we'd spent 5 weeks shooting all of Ireland. It was incredible. We had more sun. They had like record sunny
Yeah,
days.
this is beautiful.
And so we shot all kinds of stuff. The crew, they just become family, right? You have those quabbles here and there, but it was just an incredible.
Better part about our industry is just the relationships and the people you get how to cut up the relationships and the people you get to meet along the way, man.
And so the last shot that we did, the last location was at Skellig Michael.
Yeah.
And it was built by monks in the year like 500. They basically just marooned themselves out there and just survived out there. They built these steps to go all the way up to the very top. They're still there. There's these still huts that are still there.
Yeah.
Rocks, like freestanding. It's just incredible. There's puffins. There's like 20 endangered species of whatever everywhere. And just a magical, incredible place. So if you ever get to go to Ireland, make sure that you
and
check it
take
out.
a boat to get there, right?
Take a boat to get there. Everybody gets seasick on the way usually.
Yeah.
And if it's rough weather, then this is it right here is the boat. Some of it right here. Yep, right here. Some of our
I
shots.
edited or I helped them with this video, so I got pretty familiar with that. It's so cool.
And so the thing is, though, the week before there was a lady that worked on the island, and she hates drones for something. Yeah. So she wrote to the National Ireland newspaper and wrote this article about how this drone was going to decimate the puffin.
I was gonna say it's the puffins she's worried about. You're gonna
The puffins and all these animals and whatever. And so, and how's he gonna do all this stuff? And this is like a week before, and I'm just like, no, fetch. Like if I hit anything,
yeah.
like they're gonna like kill me or like you're in prison or something. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so here's the thing: we had 3 days to shoot there. We could do 10 flights total.
Oh wow.
One flight was about 8 minutes. And so
get it.
we had to like really make sure we're flying when the time was absolutely right. You can pull up my Cinechopper Instagram, and there's, if you can find it, if you scroll down, there's some stuff from here where you basically see me flying this drone. It was a test flight.
Yeah.
It was using up one of our flights, but it was our test flight. They just wanted to see what the birds were going to do. So I had the guy who ran the park sitting next to me. I had the bird guy sitting next to me. I had the animal guy sitting next to me. And then this whole other group of people just sitting there watching to see
You're gonna stir it up, Chris.
And so we took a flight. It was right next to where they shot a scene in Star Wars with like Rey. There's like this weird looking rock thing. You see little Skellig in the background. And so that's where we took off there. And so I like do a flight, and then the puffins are so clumsy, but they're just like zipping all right up. Zip, zip.
Oh my God.
And you look at the video and the photos, and you just see these like little dots just like zipping all around it. And luckily none of them hit it. And we ultimately were able to, we had 3 days to get it. We ended up only needing to have 2 days to get it. And we did about 5 flights, and we were able to get everything.
Very cool.
And so one of the scariest moments I've ever had too was flying on the top of it. Down and on the backside was a bag because it was protected from the wind.
Yeah.
Up on top, the wind shear and turbulence was coming up over the top. It was probably like 40 gusting 50, like consistently 40, 50 just like whipping over the top.
Yeah.
And I went to the director and I said, hey, there's a good chance when we do this flight, I probably won't be able to land it. Like we might crash the drone. Well, I was like, well, we're here.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
That's
okay, let's go for it. So I do a flight, and it's a shot where they're standing on some stairs, and he wanted me to put the drone right in the spot looking like straight down because it's a cliff and stairs.
Yeah.
And that's right where the wind shear was. And so I'm right above him, and the drone is just getting buffeted. It's just, I put it into GPS mode, and it's just wah, 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 like, you know, like a 40-pound, 50-pound drone, just sitting there, wah, wah, and the, you know, it's just kind of just bouncing, and we like finish the shot and stuff, and I like come down, and I'm getting ready to land it, and the thing's just wah, you know, just and I'm just hovering it, just waiting for a lull. I also know there's like a lull, and I'm just like, oh boy, I drop it, and the whole crew's just like, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all weekend. That's so cool.
And then to end it off, we got this super wide shot pulling out, just like the boat coming in and everything. Yeah, at the end there, and it was,
Dude, you've dealt with some seriously pressured situations, and just the fact that you're filming in those locations, but with a freaking $80,000 rig, and that's super heavy, and you're dealing with, I mean, that's, I know the pressure of flying a drone, and it's nothing near that price, especially. I want to just bring up a bunch of little things that that we got to shoot together, which were the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
First off, the first one I remember shooting with you was the Subaru commercial when I actually opted for you, and
the slip and slide clan.
yeah, I think I pulled that one up. I want to just show, because that was like the Inspire with the 100 X7 or whatever. We got, I don't know if it's in this video, or was it X2? I don't remember.
It might have been
You would know. It was
X2 at this.
I just remember we were able to buy it. This is the shot that like is similar to that one where you're above the cliff. It's like that parallax and then movement.
Opening shot, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. And then learning how to follow down.
Yeah.
Like, because they would just drop so fast. There's one shot too where we come out of the other side and follow Marshall down.
These guys are crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, so this is a Subaru commercial. And there's the drone. Like this one, and then we drop. Whoosh. Dude, that's so hard to not only, because when we're working together, you know this. You're flying, and then I'm trying to complement your moves and follow someone falling on a 100. It was a 50, but like it was comparable to a 100, right? Super. Those were the hardest ones too. The top down.
But they like the coolest.
They're by far the coolest.
I think we shot some wide shots, and then we like switched that one. We're like, oh, this is it.
So fun.
This is it.
And because similar, like there wasn't a lot of that like that, dude. Like
that was my car. Or is that Devin's car?
That's Devin's. Yeah. Good times, man.
Had the same car.
This one was so. Oh yeah, here's the one I was talking about where you follow more long. And I actually did a digital zoom on that one, so it gave it a cool pullback. Well, yeah, so that one, and then do you remember the zombie shoot?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. There's another shot I put in my demo reel. I pulled that one up, and I think I even played.
It was the shot with the zombie on top of the hill.
Yes.
Or coming over the
hill. He's like walking.
So good. It reveals everything.
Yes, and it makes it's so beautiful. I think this was actually right after that. But yeah, this shot and I think we did it like 3 or 4 times. Back it up just a little. Oh no, you did. So it's right here. Yeah, dude, this shot right next to him.
Yeah, dude,
those are so fun,
so good.
And then we went on the Bahamas trip, and that was one of the most fun trips.
What was the first time that we worked together? You remember? Was it Bahamas, or was it the Subaru?
I can't remember, honestly. I just remember we were neighbors in Devin's office. You had your office across the hall, so I knew you. But then, like, I can't remember. I fit Devin.
This is when Devin was like living in Hawaii.
Yeah, he took off, and
so it was like we were just kind of like doing our own, right?
Yeah. And you had started your drone school. And I just remember you'd come in and like, dude, you need to do a course, dude. You'd tell me all the time. I'm like, man, I actually
you like a fitness course or something.
I did. We talked about that because you were doing other courses for other people too.
Yeah.
But no, man. I actually did a course finally, and they just released it like 2 months ago. As mostly business.
Yeah.
It's about like how to get long-term relationships and stuff.
That's rad, dude.
But so I took your advice. It just took me about 10 years.
Better late than never.
Totally. Yeah, some of these shots and like that, and then some of these shots in this trip were so fun. And this is one of the best trips I think I ever went on.
Yeah, this was just a good time. So much fun. Like this wasn't really work, right? Yeah. It was just like, it was hot. It was like towards the end of tourist season, so it was a bit hot, but it was fun.
But like, yeah, going and flying off the boat, and like you can tell when I think you and I shot together, there's a style for sure, because I kept wanting us to use those long lenses.
Yeah.
But man, and yeah, chasing these guys like that, so sick.
Dude, people don't use long enough lenses on drones these days.
No, it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's hard to fly, and and compliment. And I think that we definitely had a good thing.
Yeah. Dude, that was the cool thing about working with you, man. I worked with a lot of camera ops, and me and you just synced up.
It was like immediate. And I think we noticed it like the third shot in the lab. I feel like that was the first time. I think it was just like, dude, we need to do this more. And I actually was like, I want to be a cam op for drones. And then like, I guess the directions they did. And yeah, but I loved it, man. It was so much fun. I can't remember if we did, other trips or other things. Those are just the ones that stood out.
Those three.
Yeah. Because a lot of these shots that we got together are in like my reel.
Yeah.
And
Incredible stuff. So,
well, I'd also want to, we're kind of jumping all over because I feel like
Yeah.
I've just got these cool experiences. We brushed on it a little bit at the beginning, but the Iceland trip, man, like that had to have been a highlight of your career.
that was
Like the elements, how hard it was. You were the first person to shoot there, really. Like you showed that
it was like
the
uncharted
world.
It was like uncharted territory.
Yeah, and then to shoot it the way you did, I think people are obviously taking pictures and shooting it, but like you shot it so cinematically with a drone.
And it was over the, what was it, week and a half or 2 weeks we were there. I got about 20 minutes footage.
Wow, that's all.
20 minutes footage.
How come? Like it wasn't just the weather? It was too hard.
The weather.
Well, we used the crap out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember, I actually didn't realize that. Maybe I did while I was editing it, but
Yeah. No, I looked at all my footage, and it was like 20 minutes of solid footage, but it was like so hard to fly there. It was so difficult.
I just remember how intense it was. Like this one, you have a shower cap on the top.
Yeah, it was just exposed boards.
Yeah.
There was no waterproofing. There was no anything.
Oh, amazing.
Do you remember the part where I crashed the drone? Remember that? In the dock? I don't know if it's in the dock. It might be a little bit. I can tell you that.
I swear if I see it, I'm like, yes. I can't remember though.
So, okay, and this is a custom drone. Like I made it from scratch like a week before.
Yeah.
This is my foray into flying a red. I really bought the red like a week before. So
This was your
no insurance. There's no insurance for this stuff at this time. Like this is my livelihood. Like we could right here. And so we filmed. There's a shot of Parker where he's like on this like a rock.
Yeah. I know exactly. I know which one you're talking about.
So those rocks were like magnetic or something.
Really?
The whole park was, because we went there to film, and I just did like a test flight. Oh, I have a crazy story. Okay, so the first time I went there, we went there twice.
Yeah.
First time I went there, I started flying it, and I get up, and it's doing okay. And all of a sudden, like the controls become really soggy. Like I'm giving it full stick, and it's barely moving, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like I can get it to move in a direction, but not correct it. And so I'm like, guys, I'm having a problem. Someone catch this drone.
Yeah.
And there's props on top and bottom. It's called an Octo X, so it's like a super dangerous. And I just kind of get it back towards us.
Yeah.
It's like 50 feet up, 100 feet out, and we're all in the group, and it's coming back towards us. I'm like, guys, I need someone to catch this thing. And it's like coming down, and super sketch. Parker, he's like a hero.
Yeah.
He runs up.
I feel like I remember this, and I can't remember. Like, did you film it?
We didn't film it.
You told the story though.
Probably told us.
Yeah.
He runs up. It's got those 3 legs on the bottom of this gimbal, right?
Yeah.
He grabs the front 2 legs and puts the 3rd leg on top of his head and catches it.
Okay.
Just like that.
I feel like I'm having deja vu. Like you told this story in a
I
restaurant
probably told it, yeah.
at this shoot, and I watched it. That's so cool.
He literally, and it's like a 40 pound drone, and he just like gink and just holds it, like, and we come and like take it off of him and everything, and it was incredible. Like Parker, freaking
Go Parker.
beast. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's a little bit weird. So we go to this other huge waterfall. We just showed it there a little bit ago, but I'm worried about it because it's like waterfall and water, and if it goes down, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
And so we ended up flying there. Here,
So scary.
it might be one of these, and no. And so we ended up flying here, and it worked great. It was perfect. We got the shots. Yeah, this right here. Yeah, this is so cool. This might be it, actually. I'm not sure. But we ended up getting the shots there, and then we ended up.
No one has seen this until you did it. Like, guarantee it. That over the, like, seeing down the waterfall right there.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I pet you off.
And so so there it worked great. So I was like, okay, awesome, it's working again.
Yeah.
And so on the way back, we stop at that same place again. I'm like, well, it's working now. I'm gonna do a flight. So I like do a flight. I'm keeping it low, and I'm like 7 feet high, and I'm just pushing it forward, moving it around. All of a sudden, there's no wind at all. It just starts going, just doing this, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I started bringing it back. it starts spinning in circles, and I just bring it down, and it just crashes in a heap, just like broken propellers, like the gimbal's all bent. And I was just like, what the freak just happened?
You have no idea how it happened. It's just not magnetic.
Yeah, because something. And so,
Is that why you only got 20 minutes of footage, or did you end up rebuilding it?
no, I don't know if you, I think you got me in the documentary, but I'm just like, just distraught. We were eating food, and I was just so bummed that it happened, because when you're flying a drone, you kind of build up this trust in your gear, right?
Sure.
And I'm like at 0% trust.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't just go fly it around because the winds are so crazy and everything. And we were on the road for like a day and a half to the next spot, which is another waterfall.
Yeah.
And so I had to build it using like backup props and all kinds of stuff. I'm just hoping that it worked out. And literally the next time I flew it was over a massive waterfall. And
You're freaking out.
and in the documentary, I think you kind of, I'm kind of like not very stoked about it. And
trying to remember when that was. Oh, and then these shots with the horse.
oh yeah, the Icelandic horses, incredible. And so I ended up doing the flight at the other waterfall, and it ended up working out great, and it flew. But that was the most stressful.
That was the big waterfall.
It was like a double one. The second one I did.
And like you have like this amazing reveal of that one. That's like the most famous waterfall, I think, in Iceland.
That wasn't the one where I flew that one a little bit later, but yeah.
I'm trying to remember when that was, or at least those shots. Go back to like the middle.
And then there was that last shot.
Yeah, keep going. Okay. No. Man, no, I can't remember. Oh yeah, this is the location that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
There you get the shot
So
of Devin.
this is the only moment. Oh, this is the only moment where the sun came out for 20 minutes and the wind stopped, or not 20 minutes, like for like a shot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they show it here, but it's like the most incredible shot. Do you remember it? The wraparound shot of Devin?
Oh yeah.
That was like the only time the wind stopped, the sun came out, like the angels were singing.
They're flying.
The seagulls are flying, and it was just this perfect wraparound. Parker was camera opping for me.
Yeah.
This perfect wraparound shot of Devin. He's like climbing up, and you see the waterfall, the parallax in the background.
I'm wondering if it's in. I feel like I would have put that at the beginning of this video, because that was.
I know it's the last shot of the documentary. It's full shot.
It's when the credits roll. Okay, so this is the shot I was talking about where you're looking down. Yeah, cruise to the last shot. Yes, it's the credits. Yeah, right there. Cool. Yeah, this is so beautiful, and it's like Devin's signature shot, like
the glide cam.
Yeah, and he's walking up a cliff, getting the shot
on. Yeah,
got the freaking seagulls cruising.
It's like death dropped low.
Fully faking that shot. Yeah, it's actually beginning. Like no way he's filming.
Just holding it for like.
And who was lopping for you, Parker?
This is Parker.
So good, man.
And we were just off the corner, so you couldn't see us, just right there. He cut us out. Dude, this is the only sun we saw for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. It was brutal.
And you didn't have to have I mean, I'm sure you do now, but like you just showed up and shot.
No, there was no drones there.
No one even heard of a drone.
Like the heyday, like the Wild West of drones and the good old days. Like, especially like the wintertime, there was no one there.
Yeah.
That's a brutal place to be in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yeah. And what a beautiful shot, like a full wrap, and you're probably dying at this point. You're like, we got it. We got it. Like, let's record.
Let's go. Like,
this is so cool. What time is it right now? 4:40. We got a few more minutes. So we talk about the Wild Wild West and how it was so different back then when you were shooting. How have you seen drones change? I think it's similar to probably Devin and how he kind of put rules in a lot of these locations and shot.
Yeah.
You influenced a lot of that, I'm sure too, of like, hey, we need to, because you're showing people cool locations, you're showing people cool shots. People are like, I want to do that. So people are starting to show up more and more and starting to do what you're doing. How have the restrictions and regulations changed over the years and affected your career?
So they've gotten a lot more strict, of course. And that's just kind of the way that it goes. The easier it is to fly a drone, the easier it is for people to kind of get into trouble.
Yes.
Or to cause issues. So, yeah, unfortunately,
the barrier of entry is like
Nothing right now.
you could just throw a drone up and
Go to Walmart, Best Buy.
Yep.
You got a drone. Buy it up.
back then you had to build it. So
I
now
had to build it. You had to actually know how to fly it. Yeah, it's a lot more easier now. So it's more challenging. There's still amazing, incredible opportunities out there. That's why I pick all my trips for my drone expeditions.
yeah.
They're all places that are drone friendly.
Cool.
Where you can get licensed or you don't need to be licensed. They're wide open, but they have incredible food and scenery, and there's incredible places. Like I was considering doing Hawaii recently. I was trying to figure that out, but Devin was like, "Dude, you can't shoot anything over there anymore. Like just no drones here, no drones there." And the locals have a hard time.
Yeah.
That stuff sometimes.
Unless you're Devin.
Unless you're Devin, and cool ranch,
and shoot whatever you want. The balloon shots he got, they're so cool.
Incredible stuff.
So you didn't end up doing Hawaii.
Yeah,
that's not that reason. Me and Carter had a lot of issues going into Central America.
Oh, I'm done with that place too.
What is it called? Oh my gosh. Starts with a B. Belize? No. That's like Europe. It's by Honduras. Is it Belize? Yes, it is Belize. Oh my goodness. Yes, Belize. We got held up and like they put us in a room and we were like gonna get arrested just for having the freaking drone. And then we finally got out of it. And we're like, me and Carter just like, this is the part of Devin Supertramp nobody talks about. And we're like for hours getting questioned and we don't even, it was crazy.
I've got experiences.
I'm sure you've been hounded so much, especially as you're going through customs and they're like, what the frick is this? Are you going to put a bomb together? And
I went to the first time went to Thailand just before the Devin Graham shoot.
Yeah.
Very early on in Thailand. Like no one's ever seen drones.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you can't bring this dude through security. My batteries, like 50 pounds of batteries. Bring it, just check them. Like, okay, whatever you say.
Can't check them, but
I'm going through the customs. Like I get tapped on my shoulder. Oh, we have a problem with your bag. I go around there. They have me open it up. They're like, bomb?
Yeah.
Bomb? I'm like, no bomb.
You got wires on like surf. It looks like dynamite.
and so I'm showing them a drone, picture of my drones. It looks like you put them on. So they let me check it. That's the only way to get it through. And then, oh my gosh, I've got some.
Did you ever have an experience where they actually like detained you?
Not detained, but I lost batteries.
They just took it.
So, yeah. So I was filming for the IMAX company for Abu Dhabi SeaWorld. It was a crazy rig, which I had a photo of it right here. But we had to build a custom rig with 5 Komodo dragons, all wrapped around to create 27K image that would project on a screen in Abu Dhabi SeaWorld.
So it's a full 360.
Full 360. And so I had to build the rig. We had to figure out how to remote stop all of them, sync them all together, flying on a big drone, the Alta X. And so we went to Galapagos and it took it all around the entire world for this project. But we finished our shoot in Galapagos and it was incredible. We were filming all the national parks that we had special permission for and everything. But we ended up trying to get back through Ecuador and they wouldn't let the batteries through.
Just the batteries.
Yeah, so it was like $5,000 worth of batteries.
And that was heading back. Oh man, but you got in.
I left earlier because the rest of the crew came a bit later.
Got it.
And they were going to bring the batteries through. They couldn't get them through. God, it cost $5,000 to ship them as hazmat or whatever.
They're like just
leave them. So I got reimbursed from production for that. So yeah. So I'm like, I've had some other experiences in Peru, like almost not getting through multiple times, and getting dengue fever in Peru, and if you get it twice, you die. Oh, that's another story too.
Jeez.
Maybe we can go there.
Well, yeah, that, and then I want to hear the Haiti story.
Okay, let's jump to the Peru crash. This is early on.
Bring up.
Okay, this is when you ask what are some of your earlier shoots.
Yeah,
this is one of those. This was a guy who's Aaron. Yeah, Aaron. So he's my camera op on this. We went to Peru. This is for Treehouse Lodge for Animal Planet. And so we get all the way down there. It takes freaking forever to get down. There's the middle of the Amazon. You can't even drive to this spot. You have to fly in. Iquitos, Peru. And so you have to take a boat to get there. And we filmed these treehouse lodges. And, oh, cool. And the very first flight, I'll just wait for it to kind of queue up here. Here we go. So the very first flight, I'm doing a test flight low. Everything's great. As soon as I take off, this is the raw footage here. So I start flying up, and I get to a certain height, and then all of a sudden, I can't move forward or backwards at all. And
When you're just sitting there.
yep. So, I mean, have you been to the Amazon? No, like thick Amazon. It's thicker than thick. Like you lose something in there, it's a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
So anyway, so all of a sudden I can't control it. You can see me running. I'm the arrow right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't control it. I'm just gonna start running towards it. The best thing I could think of is maybe get underneath it to try and just like, cause I can still throttle up and down. There's Aaron. He's like, oh my gosh, the drone's flying away.
Oh, and it's moving away from you.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like I'm running towards it. I can hear it. It's just, and keep in mind, this is my family's livelihood, right? Again,
Every time.
like why? Why me?
Dude, what the heck?
And
is
so
running away.
And so all of a sudden, it just keeps on moving. You can see it when the lodge is there, built into the trees. Are pretty cool, but it goes and goes. All of a sudden, it's just getting more distant.
I know that feeling, but not to this extent. I've seen drones fly away from me.
This is the first shot, okay? The first shot. All of a sudden, look at this.
How did it fly so far? Look at how thick that is.
Yeah. So it just keeps on. It keeps on moving and moving. And
is it dropping at this point?
And by this time, I just start dropping the throttle. I think I can't even hear it now at this point. And then watch what happens.
No way. No way.
This is a tree.
No way.
This is some more trees.
How?
And then all of a sudden,
it goes up.
All of a sudden, I think it kicked in to return home or something right here. And it's just cruising home. Watch this.
What?
It just misses.
You're getting the most epic shots on accident. Oh, it hit it.
Oh,
dang it. I thought there was going to be some kind of like miracle and it flies and you catch it. Oh man,
just slams the tree. And so, this thing's lost somewhere. We don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear anything. And this is my face.
And you're like,
I dying.
Just but you're inside, but you're outside.
Like, what am I doing? So we're like, we start looking for it. And I realized something. On my controller, there's a telemetry meter that has bars on the strength. And I realized, oh my gosh, I see telemetry. That means the battery's plugged in somewhere. So I started running back and forth around the jungle. It would get stronger, weaker, stronger, weaker. And we kind of pinpointed a spot. And then one of their workers there saw it. He found it in the 80 feet up in like the tree, like way, way high. Freaking. And so he found it here. And the cool thing is that these guys have been building tree houses for years. So they're like, they have a freaking, look at this right here. This is Vance Cook. He owns it. He owns the lodge. He owned Madden and sold it to EA.
You're kidding.
So he's from Utah. He's a cool guy. But so they use a slingshot device that they already had to shoot up into the tree. It's like a weight. They shoot it up and then just watch this.
Dude, how cool.
So they like shoot it up. They like pull a line down.
Oh, and then they climb.
And this guy freaking just climbs up it. And it's got spikes all over the trees. There was vipers around.
Really? I imagine you just chasing this drone, not even looking down, and there's like tigers and monkeys and
snakes. There were monkeys, and this is like thick Amazon. So he brings it down.
Wow, what a good feeling too. Like to know at least you have that footage. Like,
yeah.
And your family's like it.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's almost no damage to it.
Crazy.
And so what it turned out was the transmitter broke. The freaking stick on the transmitter.
No way.
So I had a backup of everything. I had a backup drone, backup transmitter. I just synced up another transmitter to it, and we're totally fine.
So cool.
And so anyway, the mosquitoes at the time we were down here were just horrendous.
Ugh. No thanks.
There were cicadas that were attacking us at nighttime in our little bungalows. I got video of Aaron like this takes his shirt off. He's like smashing these bugs.
Dude, I hate that so much. I know when I went to the Philippines, it was very similar to that. You got lizards and big spiders and things crawling all over you, and you're just trying to sleep.
But anyway, ended up working out. So we're able to get our shots. But then a couple days later, I have a shoot for the piano guys.
Yeah.
Right? I was the piano guys.
Yes.
Drum pilot too.
Yeah.
And so they're like, it was at the ice castles. It was their Frozen video. And I show up there, or it was the day before. Aaron's going to be my camera op. He's like, dude, I'm getting sick. I'm not going to be able to make it. And then the morning of, I'm sick. And I'm like, well, I can't call off the piano guys, right? So Matt Butler comes out with me. And they said I was just yellow. And I was like, hey guys, if I faint, flip this switch and it should like land itself, you know. And so it turned out, I found out a couple years later from some people that had lived down there in that area that what I had was dengue fever. Both of us had it. Aaron just had it a day before me. So no, I don't want to get too graphic, but you know, the color of the stuff in the toilet would change every day, did different colors. And so Aaron would be like, dude, mine's this, and mine's this color. And the next day I'm like, oh, yep, mine is too. And it was like fever. You'd have a fever, break, fever, break, fever, break. And anyway, I ended up doing that shoot and the video feed had issues because I was trying a new HDMI downlink that was horrible, and ended up working out, and the video got tons of millions of views, but that was pretty intense.
Jeez, that's a crazy story. You did mention you almost dying in Haiti.
Yeah. How much time do we got?
So we just moved to I've got someone showing up here at 5:30. So I think maybe, because I have one more thing I want to bring up that I just remembered. But yeah, let's touch on that real quick. Is that a drone experience? Let's hear it.
Well, kind of. It's related to it. So yeah, part of this IMAX company I was working for, one of the films was filming this nonprofit called Bridges to Prosperity. So it's really cool. They have like a couple of U.S. engineers that go down to Haiti or other countries, and they use local help to help build these walking bridges, these rope bridges. And so they use local help to build them. And it allows like the school kids to get to school without drowning, and the moms get to the hospital if they need to, and it's really awesome. And so we were just documenting that process for this IMAX documentary. So we were there for 2 weeks, and on the way in Haiti, it's a rough place, sir. And when we were there, it was during election season. We were like a few weeks away, and you would see signs like candidate number 2, candidate number 10, candidate number 125, like just so many. And so our drivers listening on the radio to the political talk and everything. And then at nighttime we'd hear like chanting and like mobs walking around the street, like, wow, for their candidate or whatever. And we had like barbed wire where we were staying and all this crazy stuff. So long story short, we ended up getting our shots and everything. We're heading back to the airport. Oh, here's some shots from the trailer for it. So they kind of build these bridges. Yeah. So anyway, so we are heading back, and I'm just filming everything because I'm like documenting everything from my drone school and stuff. I kind of shoot behind the scenes of all my shoots and everything. And so yeah, here's some of the shots, some of the drone shots coming back. It was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so we ended up driving back. We had like a motorcade of 2 cars. Our gear was in the back car. My camera op was in the front seat. We had a driver and an assistant to my right here. And we're just cruising along, and I'm just kind of filming everything. All of a sudden, there's a bus in front of us that like, we're driving behind the bus pulls across and stops. And we stop. The bus driver gets out. People start unloading from this bus. Our driver gets out, and he starts talking to this bus driver. And it's just like, hey, we need to get these guys to pass or whatever. And they're arguing, and I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. So I take my phone out. I'm in the back seat, tinted windows, and I just go like this. I start recording for a second. All of a sudden, the guy that was behind our driver, all of a sudden he just goes, he points at me. He gets like freaking mad. He's got a rock in his hand, this size. He starts running around the side of our car. Our windows are open.
He's outside the car, and he
sees me. He sees you filming. Sees me filming. I just got goosebumps.
Oh my gosh.
He runs around. He's got this rock in his hand. He's got it up like this. I said, oh shoot, I think I just killed us. Like I said that. He runs around to the right side. I delete the clip real quick, just in case. I don't know. I've got my hands up, just looking at him, just like, hey, fuck.
Please don't come here.
He's doing this, and he puts his hand down. He goes back to our driver. He taps him on the shoulder. He points at me. He was filming. Our driver's like, no film.
If you would have kept that camera out, that dude was breaking in and murdering you.
Oh yeah, crap, dude. And I'm like, okay, all right, you got it. So they argue for a bit longer. He jumps into the passenger seat. We drive around the front of the bus. There's a truck that comes up that stops. They see what's going on. So basically that's a politically motivated barricade or whatever you call it to cause chaos, right? They're trying to block the street to prove a political point. A guy pulls up in a truck. He tries to back up to get out of it. One of their protesters smashes his windshield in with a rock.
Holy crap.
And we're sitting right there. Our driver stops and we're like, go, 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 go. So he floors it and we get out of there because he was liable for the damage, I guess. Yeah. So he's like, and so we end up like getting out of there. We end up going to a gas station and it was an interesting situation. So we switched cars with a guy who brought his wife who was going to go to the bridge. So she jumped in with our driver. We jumped in with him. We get out. The driver comes to me and he says, no film, no film. They burn our car. They burn our car.
Gee.
And I was just like,
no more film.
Got it.
Loud and clear.
Got it. Oh my gosh.
Good.
And so so it was the guy and his wife. They like come. She jumps in with our driver. They head back the way we just came. And we jump in with him and we start driving. And he's like, so what are you guys filming? Oh, we're like, do like drone crew. He's like, oh, cool. I have a drone back there too. Actually, I fly as well. Do you mind if I stop to get a shot real quick for my work? And inside I'm just like,
don't do it.
Don't stop. Like, just keep going. So we end up getting to this intersection, but he's driving the car. Like, what are you going to say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just get me the safety. Yeah. And so we pull up to this intersection. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. He gets out. He starts flying. The people just start kind of mobbing around us. Two guys pull up on motorcycles. They pull out these I didn't see this, but my camera operator in the front, they pull out these knives. They stick them in their like belts and they're all walking up to him and he's trying to fly. And they're like almost like grabbing at him. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like half Haitian or something. And he's like looking around at all these people are coming up and he's just like, he finally just like brings it down and lands it. He makes his way through this mob. He opens the door. He puts his drone down and he's like trying to like fight people off who were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I grab his drone. I'm like, let's get the H out of here. I put it in the backpack. He gets in. The guys in the motorcycle push their bikes up against the car. So we're trying to get out. And he's looking at him like, what up, guys? Like, they're like pushing against it. And oh yeah, my door didn't lock. So I'm sitting here like holding the door. There's this mob around us. And finally he like, and we get out of there.
Bro, that's insane. Moral of the story. Go ahead.
The story isn't over.
Good.
I'll try and hurry.
You're good.
We are driving through, it's Port-au-Prince where the earthquake was.
Yeah.
It's still just concrete. Like just imagine like leveled concrete. And I saw, this is the craziest thing, probably like a 7-foot Haitian, buck naked, just strolling down the street.
No way.
I'm just like, where am I?
Yeah.
This is wild. And then we like pull up to the Hilton. It was brand new Hilton. I had heard. They have a gate. They open it up. The guys have shotguns and ARs and all kinds of weapons. They shut the door. We go in and it was like a U.S. embassy. It was just like,
oh my gosh,
oh my gosh, we were saying. I walk inside. It was the nicest hotel to this day I've ever been in. Wow. In the poorest country I've ever been in. The burger tasted so good after eating goat meat for 2 weeks
and being alive.
Almost dying. Almost done with the story. The next day, we go to the airport and we get there nice and early in case we have any issues. They're like, oh, these batteries, you can't bring them through. And we're like, yeah, we can bring them through. Can we talk to your supervisor? Yeah, sure. Oh, you can't bring them through. Yeah, we can. Can we talk to your supervisor? They're like, you can bring them through, but you need to wrap them in tape around the leads and put it in plastic bags. And so we're like, okay, do we have any bags? No. Any tape? No. So my camera operator, he gives me all of his money. It's like $15. He gives it to me. He's like, go find some bags and some tape. So I'm at the airport. There's always like little shops. They're like not even halfway open. They're not opening up. And I'm just going around. I'm like, I don't speak the language. And I'm like, hey, bags. Trying to like, oh, I saw a guy, he had some, a stack of bags. I'm like, bags, can I buy some? He's like, how many? I'm like, we had 15 big batteries and like 10 small batteries. And so I was like, oh, just 15 bags. So I give him the money, like $1 a bag. And then I go up to my guy. I'm like, hey, I got him. He's like, how many bags did you get? I'm like, 15. He's like, no, we need them for all the batteries, not just the smaller ones.
No,
or those bigger ones. And so I'm like, do you have any more like money? He's like, yeah, I got like $5. And so I take it back to this guy and I'm like, I need like 10 more bags for like $5. Like, can I have it? He's like, nope.
Oh no.
I'm like, please, just please give me these bags. And finally he's like, oh, okay, fine, you can have them. So we go up, our plane's getting ready to board, and we're wrapping all these batteries, and I'm pissed off, just mad. And I purposely miss one, just like a small one.
Yeah.
And they check it, they end up finding it. I'm like, oh, oops, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Finally do that. I go and give my ticket to the guy to get onto the airplane, and he speaks to me in Creole, French Creole. And he says something. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I don't speak the language. He's like, next time you come, you speak the language. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to come back here again. And then I'm on the airplane, and it's one of those moments like in what is the Zombie Z Day or whatever, where they're on the tarmac and the zombies are coming.
Yeah.
Or like Argo, where they're on the plane, the tarmac, and they're like, people are coming. It was like that. And
Yeah.
I just,
Really?
like, if we get in the air, just get in the air. And as soon as we got in the air, it was just like,
Hey. Dude, that's wild.
America, here we come. I'm so grateful for America.
Yeah.
Like, we have so much to be grateful for.
You don't realize how good we have it, for sure. That's crazy, man. And what I was going to say is the moral of the story is be a drone op. And go travel
For an interesting life.
No kidding, dude. You've seen a lot, and you've been to so many places. You probably have some of the craziest stories and just life experience that are compared to anybody, just because of what a drone was able to do for you.
Yeah.
Because you saw a quote from Devin Graham, and look at you now.
Yeah, it all started with Devin Graham before drones even existed. Isn't that wild? And it's been cool to listen to your other podcast and just see how we've all been affected from that.
Totally.
Like one person's trajectory,
Mm-hmm.
and then how it kind of branches out.
Yeah, and it's been really fun for me and anyone that's listening to the podcast to piece these different lives, and they all have different. Like yours is so specific to what you're doing, but it's like you have all these people like Creighton and Parker and Devin, and they're just coming in, and it's like these different stories, and it's so cool. It's almost like a puzzle.
Yeah, it makes one puzzle.
Yeah. Real quick, I forgot drone trick shots.
Yes,
That video,
good.
dude. Pull that one up. So, the first time, could you say that maybe it was the first time you'd ever towed someone with a drone?
Yeah,
For sure, you.
sure.
Do you think anyone's ever towed anyone with a drone on a lawn board on grass?
I did see a guy do one with like a wakeboard
Oh yeah.
around that time period. I don't remember if it was before or
But
after.
also, you built a rig so that you could bowl.
Yeah, I had the custom build that.
And we destroyed a drone on this shoot. But essentially, this one, I forgot about
Yeah.
this one.
You got that one quickly, too.
Oh yeah, and we had this longboard. So yeah, so we bowled, got a strike, of course, and that was cool. That one actually was pretty easy. It seemed like we got
Took a few tries.
just a couple of tries. The other ones took forever.
That's harder than you think.
Oh, well, yeah, it would be impossible for anyone but you. Yeah, we did some golfing. The one where we were flying above my neighborhood, this one, and dropping the ball and as it
Basketball?
bounce.
I think we got that in like 2 takes or
Yeah,
something.
that one blew my mind how fast it was.
Yeah.
But one of the that's it. One of the highlights of my life was getting towed by a drone.
Right.
Maybe we can fast forward to it if it's not. Back it up right there.
Right there.
Go back a little bit right there.
Oh, there's that shot though.
Oh yeah.
Fast
Okay, go
forward
back just a
just a
few
little.
more seconds. Sorry, Ben. Too far or not far enough.
Other way.
This way.
Like a minute.
Right there.
Right there.
So
Yeah.
drop it.
Drop it.
We were actually trying to just swish it, and we dropped it.
Dude, I was blown. That was like the second take or something.
We were like, we can go home.
Yeah.
So cool. But then the next one is the we were trying to be dude perfect. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
But this was so fun. And I think someone threw me a frisbee, so it was kind of a trick shot. But dude, he's towing on a drone, and I think we got this maybe the second try.
Yeah.
It's so rando, but so fun. Good times. We got some good memories together, dude. I appreciate you being on here. I really want to just wrap up with obviously what you're doing, which is your school or your community that you've built, your education platform, and also a little bit of advice that you would want to give someone that wants to be a drone operator, especially in this day and age. What would you tell that person?
I would say to go for it. Whether you want to fly professionally or just for fun, I highly recommend learning it. FPV is incredible.
Yeah.
If you can progress to that stage where you can fly, you're like a bird, like a jet fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Once you get to be able to fly in manual mode, right, where there's no restriction, you can flip it and roll. It's a fantastic thing to be in. Drones have blessed my life tremendously, and I'm super grateful for them.
They've taken you everywhere,
Yeah.
giving you all the experiences. So then, to add on to that, how do they get in touch with you and go on one of these if they want to learn from you to actually become that person?
Yep. So you can just go to droneproacademy.com, and then I've got a button there that says explore the expeditions. You can fill out an application. You just put a check mark next to all the different ones that you want to go on.
Perfect.
Yeah, you hit the explore the expeditions there, and then scroll down a bit. There's kind of a video that talks about them, and then you hit the I want to learn more. There's some more information about them, and then you just pick the ones that you want to do, you're interested in, and you fill out the application, and then that'll kind of put you on a list. And then when trips are available, I'll text you, I'll email you about it, and then
Way cool.
yeah.
That's such a fun idea too. I'm sure these people have not only an amazing experience, and they're also protected by you because you know how to do things right.
Safety, yeah, we keep everybody safe, and we get incredible shots, and then we actually have a super high rate of people coming back.
Cool.
I've got people that have done 3 trips in the last year.
No way. That's
So
cool.
I'd like to think I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You're doing it. You've done it. Gosh, dude, you've got stories to tell your grandkids for days. So thank you for jumping on here and telling us your stories. Really appreciate it. Where can people follow you if they want to actually follow you on?
Instagram, Drone Pro Academy. Cool. YouTube, Drone Pro Academy. TikTok.
Do you not use Chopper anymore?
I don't use it. I do post there occasionally,
but it's Drone Academy.
Drone Pro Academy is my kind of 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here, dude. And thanks for taking the time out of your life to come all the way to Utah just to be on here.
That's why I am here.
Flew you in just for this. Well, thank you very much, and we'll cut it right there.
All right. Appreciate it, man.